Quick message to all our viewers before we get started on today's video. It has come to our attention that over 90% of our regular viewers are not subscribed to the channel. We request you to please click the subscribe button and also the bell icon so that you can be notified when the next video from Mythology is out. The bigger the channel gets, the better the quality of videos that we do for you also gets. So please help us make some amazing videos by supporting the channel and clicking that subscribe button. Thank you. Now over to the video. Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Mythology with your host Nitin Nair. Today we are going to be looking at Balkan mythology from Europe, traveling all the way around from India and Asia, and looking at one of those characters who had a huge impact in how the whole mythology and religion of the Balkan states actually evolved over time. This is none other than Perun, the thunder god. Perun, the god of the ancient Slavs, is regarded as a fructifier, a purifier, and an overseer of right and order. He is perceived by the senses through various actions such as the sound of stones, the bleat of a he-goat, and the touch of an axe. In the language of the ancients, the word for Thursday was Perundan, and in Slovak and Polish, it is translated to as thunder. In the Russian primary chronicle, Perun is mentioned as one of the gods of Saint Vladimir, and his name is the first in a list of notable gods. Perun was a popular deity worshipped in oak groves by Western Slavs, and according to Hemol's Chronica Salvorum, he was called Perun by the Western Slavs. In the 13th century, historian Grammaticus noted that Perun's son, Porenut, was also a popular deity. During the Christian period, the worship of Perun was transferred to Saint Elia, but in folk beliefs, his various functions such as purification and fructification are still performed by his vehicles, the axe, the bull, the he-goat, the dove, and the cuckoo. Perun is regarded as the most significant god of Slavic and Balkan mythology. He is known to have various attributes such as sky, thunder, lightning, rain, war, fertility, oak trees, and mountains. He was associated with various types of weapons such as horses and carts, hammers, an axe, and arrows. Perun is depicted as a red-haired, muscular, and bearded warrior who rides a burning chariot. His horses, who are also known to breathe fire, were known to make sounds similar to thunder. As you can see, this is quite similar to the traditional Norse depiction of Thor, who was also a red-haired, muscular, bearded warrior who drove a chariot that was drawn by goats. Perun's family was quite extensive. His wife was a great mother who was also the goddess of the sun, Mokosh. His mother was Lada, who was the goddess of love, joy, and fertility, and his children were known as Morana, Yavlo, Zivana, and Marzana. Zivana was the goddess of hunting and wilderness, while Morana was the goddess of death and winter, and Yavlo was the god of spring and agriculture. Perun is closely related to Perkunas and Perkons from Baltic mythology. It is believed that one of the cultures that borrowed the deity from the other and is the Proto-Indo-European thunder god. The root word Perkwu originally meant oak, but it has since evolved into to strike or to kill. Perun was regarded as a god of war and a second function of physical and military power. He was known to have various weapons such as a powerful lightning bolt and stone arrows. According to folk beliefs, some of the remains of these weapons, such as belemnites and fulgurites, have been found underground during excavations. Several Slavic countries refer to various deposits such as Perun stones, thunderbolt wedges, and Perun's arrow. Other names for these include God's finger, Devil's finger, and Mother of God finger. These are also sometimes referred to as Perkun's fingers in Lithuania. It is believed that these thunderbolt stones were dislodged from the earth by wind and eventually returned to the sky. In addition to his usual weapons, Perun also possessed a new type of weapon that was unusual. the golden apple. In Slavic folktales, the golden apple is regarded as a symbol of ultimate destruction, and although this weapon might not seem like much of a threat, it has been interpreted as a symbol of ultimate destruction in many accounts. During the Christianization of the region, a religious phenomenon known as vovoye occurred, where people were able to have two faiths at the same time. Although they didn't want to abandon their gods, the Christians discovered that the days of celebrating their gods were close to those of the Christian saints. To celebrate their gods, people would exchange Perun for Saint Elijah, who was also known as the Thunderer, and caused burning and thunderbolts to fall from the sky. As you can see, this is a character who has many similarities with not only the Balkan god Perkons or Perkunas, but also with the Norse god. This European amalgamation of traits has also influenced many other mythologies that have had close interaction with them in ancient times. The concept of thunder and war are consistent throughout all different mythologies, and it is not surprising that they have decided to imbibe features and characteristics of a certain god from a different mythology into their own. We will be looking at a lot more similar characters who have their presence in multiple different mythologies in the days to come. Until then, please do click subscribe, like, share, review, give us a rating. Do whatever you can to help us promote this podcast and get it out there to as many people as possible. This is your host, Nitin Nair, signing out by reminding you once again that Mythlok is the home of mythology.